Today, we would like to inform you of the progress and next steps following the findings of the Commission on Police Reform and Racial Justice. I can tell you that our community is making progress. We're looking forward and we're moving forward. In the past year, we've been proactive and intentional in the efforts to address diversity and racial injustice. For example, within the Mayor's Commission on Police Reform and Social and Racial Injustice, race relations, communication, and departmental transparency were the three areas of focus by the Commission. Over the past several weeks, the Fort Wayne Police Department and I have reviewed the Commission's findings, and today we're presenting a formal update to the general public. Now, I know I've said this before, but it bears repeating. We will get to where we want to go through continued dialogue, engagement, and trust. We must focus on healing and understanding. I'm encouraged by the commitment of so many people in our community to bring about positive and meaningful change to Fort Wayne, to be the best city possible. We all know that we're living in unprecedented times, but now is the time to move forward together. Have every resident who calls Fort Wayne home know that they are respected, appreciated, and valued. We are a strong and resilient city, and I'm very encouraged about where we're heading. Our best days are truly ahead of us. At this time, I would like to ask Chief Steve Reed to provide some additional information and a summary of the progress and our next steps. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks, everybody, for being here today. I personally want to thank the Mayor, Councilwoman Chambers, and Mr. Joe Jordan for meeting with me, going over these responses. Their input has been invaluable. I'd also like to thank the Commission for their hard work over the last year. We have submitted to the Mayor our response to the Commission's recommendation, and again, we went over those with the Mayor, Councilwoman Chambers, and Mr. Jordan. I'd like to go over just a couple of the highlights of our response, if you would. We have ordered 320 body cameras with at least 100 to be deployed this year to uniformed personnel. The 8 Can't Wait has been fully implemented and has been for some time. We are interviewing actually this week for 2 social workers to work with our HEART team, our Hope and Recovery team. The new recruiting team that has been put together will be given the Interview Now software app to help track applicants. Our new recruiting team being led by Deputy Chief McKinney and Captain Rosales-Catina. So greatly appreciate their willingness to go above and beyond and serve in our recruitment. We have also signed on to a national initiative, the 30 by 30 initiative, to help improve the numbers of women in policing. We look forward to that. Our officers have all received procedural justice training, along with many members of our community. We are also participating in the United Front training that is training on diversity and inclusion. We have presented a plan, and hopefully we'll later present this further for better pay for officers, for better recruitment and retention. We look forward to creating a communications plan using a company that we've identified to help us get the public more involved, let them know what we're doing. I believe that all of these steps are positive in moving our community forward together, so we greatly appreciate that. I'd like to turn it over to Councilwoman Chambers. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everyone. We're here today because we just experienced the 1-year, I hate to say anniversary, of the death of George Floyd back on May 25th, 2020. As a result of that murder of Mr. Floyd, we experienced on May the 29th of 2020 a civil unrest. And in response to that civil unrest, the mayor came before our community and said, we need to move forward together. And then he announced at that time the commission. The commission met for the first time July the 14th on 2020. We took 9 months to come together and listen to the community and figure out how we could move together collectively. On March the 9th, we presented to the mayor and to the chief our recommendations, 44 recommendations. At that time, the mayor requested the chief to respond within 45 days, and the chief did that. We met with the chief on April the 26th with his recommendations. Based on the recommendations that the chief has presented so far, we are very excited about the response. I'm very excited about their initiative to get back to community policing, the 30 by 30 program where they'll be working to recruit women, the fact that we are getting our police officers outfitted with their body cams already. I went over those dates because I wanted you to understand that within a year, our city has moved forward. We have listened, and we are still listening. What I would like for you to take away from this press conference today, the chief gave you some examples, and that information will be on the Mayor's Police Reform on Racial Justice page, the specific responses. We did a lot in a year, but know that we will continue to work with the chief directly. We're looking to follow up in the next 90 days to see where they're at in their progression. There are things that are in motion. There are things that still need to be put in motion. But know that we have been working with the mayor and the chief to make sure that the recommendations are rolled out as recommended by the commission. So that, I just stand here before you today in partnership with Mr. Joe Jordan, that we are appreciative of the recommendations. We feel that they are recommendations that can be implemented and should be implemented so that we as a city will never have an incident again like we did when we had our civil unrest on May 29th. And that's really all that I have to say in reference to the recommendations that have been presented to you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And I cannot thank the Councilwoman and President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, Joe Jordan, for the amount of time that they put in to this commission, as well as all the other members. We had quite a large commission, and they met time after time after time to make sure that the needs and wants and desires of those affected in our community were, in fact, going to ultimately be met.